Dear friends, hello and welcome today to the airbase at Istris. Behind me is the A330 MRTT. We'll be able to fly on board this aircraft to carry out a refueling mission, obviously as part of the Orion exercise. Orion 2600s and tens of thousands of French service members are mobilized to train for high-intensity warfare, and today we're going to refuel Rafale and Mirage 2000 jets. Let's get on board. Are we allowed to know which way we're headed or not?
We're going to the southwest of France to join fighters that took off from Mont-de-Marsan. They're refueling before they can do their plays, so they'll go fly over the Massif Central for the Orion exercise. And then we're going to move towards the center of France, above Châteauroux, to do the post-exercise refueling. So once they've done their exercise, they come to us to take on more fuel and head back to their base, or for the sailors, to the Charles de Gaulle.
They refuel twice during the flight.
Some of them do. Yeah.
We know the type of fighter we'll have for the Charles de Gaulle. It's simple.
Yes, so we'll have naval Rafales, Air Force Rafales, and we'll have a Greek Mirage 2000-5. Thank you. So now we take the time to look at the weather report, the important points, all that, the trajectory.
Friends, it's tradition now. It's time to salute the Air Force plane. Let's go. But as you can see, the plane also has a strategic transport capability. We can transport passengers. Thank you. I want to see the secret compartments later. There's a bit of space here. We can set it up, especially for medical transport. Sometimes they install racks here. So today I'm lucky to be on board an Airbus A330 MRTT for one simple reason. It's the Orion 26 exercise. Orion is an exercise that takes place every year since 2021, and this is the biggest exercise for France since the end of the Cold War. So we're organizing a simulation in which a foreign state would try to take control through a territorial invasion. And so obviously France would be the leader in this area for the operational response. It's an exercise that will mobilize tens of thousands of men and women from the three branches of the military: the Navy, the Air Force, and the Army. With, of course, high-intensity conflict, especially in the land domain, cyber, and information warfare. Absolutely everyone is involved. And on the Air Force side, there are drones, Corleone strategic transports, A400Ms, and so on. Fighter jets will take off from Saint-Dizier and other locations. And of course, the A330 MRTT, which is based in Istris and which I'm lucky enough to be aboard. As for the Air Force, there are a few specific features. First of all, it's the ability to be the first to enter a high-intensity conflict zone against highly capable enemies and a technologically advanced state. That means very advanced air defense systems. That means missions we call destruction of enemy air defenses, so that we can be the first to arrive, and as part of a coalition led by France. And in this context, of course, it's a matter of cooperation, and that's why there are European and foreign allies present. Greeks, Germans, British, Emiratis, Qataris. So there's really an organization that comes together like this over 3 or 4 months from January to April, with the possibility to cover every kind of conflict, every possible scenario, and to validate our interoperability and be ready in case, unfortunately, it becomes necessary.
Yeah.
Friends, we're going to do the aircraft walk-around. We're going to accompany the captain.
The future captain?
The future captain, excuse me. From an aeronautical perspective, we're on a standard Airbus A330, so the pilots have a civilian-type rating. And when they prepare their aircraft before takeoff, they do a normal walk-around just like usual. It's just that there are a number of safety and communication devices that are added, which I can't film. And we're on a nuclear base, so there are also some facilities that are completely secret, which I can't show on screen, and that's why the image is so blurred. The long black stripes you see here on either side of the plane are visual markers so that the plane's refueling via the boom, which is the central rigid boom, can line up properly, since the receptacle for these planes to receive fuel is located behind the cockpit. As a result, the pilots can't really see if they're properly aligned with the boom, so these are visual markers that help them realign. Actor Studio, are you ready? It's good. It's okay, he's good, it's good.
The checks are done? Yes. An MRTT is ready to take off and provide fuel.
Excellent, let's go, guys.
How many hours are we going for? We're going to fly for about 4 hours.
Excellent.
And we're going to refuel. Then we're going to offload 20 tons of fuel.
Good news, ground. Please start engine 2.
They've held engine 2. Okay.
The armor is too solid there.
Everyone is well strapped in.
That's what it's about.
I'm leaving the stage. Check in. For me, no comfort, whether it's cold from the radar near the small mountains. Understood. Engine start sector. No, and it doesn't even pick up.
All French Air and Space Force pilots who end up at the controls of an Airbus A330 MRTT first have a civilian qualification on the Airbus A330, since it's exactly the same aircraft. All the standard piloting, handling of malfunctions, flight systems, equipment, and instruments you'll find in the cockpit are exactly the same. There are obviously additional sensors to detect a radar that's targeting us or a missile coming at us, as well as, of course, encrypted and secure communication systems and decoy systems to divert missiles that might target us. The aircraft still operates much like a civilian plane.
Knots check. V1. V1 check. Check. Checked. Control, hello, Valent 35 on standard climb 33, north climbing to 4,000 feet.
Hello to both of you. Hello, Captain Commander. The captain is on the left.
That's right, normally yes.
But not today, and here.
Captain in training on the left.
So here, Callie, exactly.
We're taking advantage of this flight to do another training flight where the instructor is on the right in the co-pilot's seat and the future captain is on the left to get used to this new position. The captain sits on the left and the co-pilot on the right on this aircraft.
Okay, my first impression of this plane is that it's not military, it's way too quiet, it's not normal, it doesn't feel right.
It's true that compared to the Atlantic II, it must be a bit different.
Yeah.
Or Class 1, yeah, more recently. So, it's an aircraft we call MRTT, which means it's a tanker, but the M stands for multi-mission, right? That's right.
Multi-roles. A plane that's capable of carrying out several different types of missions. That means, as you said, this is a former civilian aircraft. It's a civilian aircraft that carries passengers, but we also do strategic transport and in-flight refueling missions like today. And we also have medical evacuation capabilities with the C30 configuration, where the cabin you saw today can be equipped to bring the wounded on board.
When we say strategic transport, it means we can load dozens of tons of equipment underneath if necessary.
As for the cabin, we have versions with 272 passengers. So in your case, it was an 88 version, which is more suitable for in-flight refueling, ferry flights and all that. But we can have 272 passengers at the maximum capacity of the MRTT.
And so what's nice is that we're replacing several different planes, the A310, the A340, the KC-135, with a single aircraft.
Exactly. How many are there? Well, there are 15. There were the 3 white A330 planes from Estoril that were in Créteil and are gradually being converted into MRTTs. And 12 MRTTs that were ordered by the French government for the 31st Wing.
You also take part in nuclear missions.
We also take part in nuclear deterrence in France, so the airborne component, thanks to this range of aircraft.
Okay, can we talk about today's mission? Orion 26, first of all. Orion 26.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Today our role is to refuel the fighter jets that are taking part in this exercise in the area, in their training zone. So for us it's a mission that's pretty similar to what we usually do in training, with a few differences. The Orion 26 exercise is a pretty important exercise, joint service that we do fairly regularly, which allows us to train. And it's actually the synchronization with all these participants, whether it's the fighter jets, obviously the Navy, ground personnel, command staff, and also planning staff. We, the refuelers and transport crews, are just some of the many participants involved.
Now you're asking personal questions, so how many flight hours do you each have?
I have a little over 3,100 hours, of which a little over 2,000 are on an Airbus A330.
And what are the other 1,000 hours?
My first flights at the flying club a few years ago, the training flights, and otherwise I've always been on the A330. I've always been in the Air Force. That's the A330 A330.
That's for you, and for me, for my part, about 1,400 hours. I was lucky to be at Estoril in Créteil before, where I logged quite a few flight hours. And then I retrained at Istres here to be able to do the multi-mission roles this squadron offers.
So, have you already participated in missions?
Overseas operations, one overseas operation, yes, in Chad, in N'Djamena, and then some operational missions, a few of them. Missions to the east, where we carry out operational missions with our NATO partners.
So, in terms of piloting, is there any difference with the civilian A330? None?
Okay, in terms of really
Actual piloting on the spot, no longer on autopilot. It's this button here, which actually allows you to maintain a constant turn rate. This is the bank angle mode.
Okay.
On the civilian aircraft, there isn't one, since it depends on a heading mode or by following the flight path set by the flight computer.
All right. So, in the end, part of your training can be done on standard simulators.
Absolutely.
even all the recurrent ones that we have to do every year. So RC1S, RD1S, all of that. Before we used to do them in Paris in civilian simulators.
Next to Rossignol, there you go.
That's it. You can do initial training and a type rating on the civilian A330, and then a licensing training, which is part of the course, to learn the differences, and also aerial refueling, which is not on the civilian aircraft.
For the simulators here in Istres, we're lucky to have the big MRTT simulator in France. So that's it. We do our technical type qualifications directly on this simulator, which is identical to an MRTT cockpit, with the wheeled consoles behind as well, so we can run aerial refueling and ferry missions. And so we can prepare more effectively on the ground simulator directly at Istres.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
I'll wait here a bit. If it's still ongoing, I'll inform them. To the god of a rank.
We're already running out of time for both.
I can take them. You can take them, yeah. It's clear if he's just a bit ahead, and if needed, you can tell them to do another one. Excellent. U2.
And a clear Starlight. U2, I'm clear. Starlight, maintain number. On the ready there, may I request the final E? It should be about 1.8 or 1.9 nautical. What a nice cup. 4, let's see.
We're getting bored. I can't do everything.
The phone. It's not possible.
So 50 knots I got it, 63 knots, is that right? Hello?
Is this thing on?
1 meter.
2 meters, 1 meter.
Touch the basket, contact.
So, hello, so you have the boom specialty, right? That's not what it's called in the Navy and the Air Force, so...
We're AROs, but yes, I have the boom qualification. The boom qualification is for rigid refueling, with the boom at the back inside.
Because we have an aircraft that has 2 refueling options, yes.
That's right. We can refuel either with the pod, meaning with the pods at the end of the wings, or with the boom that's at the back of the plane.
French method versus American method, right? That's right. We're compatible either way, yes. So this plane...
How much fuel does it carry? We can carry up to 110 tons of fuel. With that total, including both the fuel we deliver and the fuel we consume, and yes...
And it's not more than for the A330, the A338, by the way. No, it's the same. So how much can we deliver then? Well...
It all depends on the distance we're going.
But we can deliver up to 80 tons. For a Rafale, how much fuel does it usually take?
It's around 4 tons.
4 tons. How many tons per minute for the Rafale?
1 ton or 1.2 tons per minute. Well, 1 ton.
What exactly is your role in this maneuver?
So the in-flight refueling operator, during the refueling, he takes care of everything related to managing the refueling systems. And also manages the entire refueling sequence over the radio and during the refueling. The procedure is that fighter jets arrive, announce visual contact, and the pilots clear them to join us. And once they've joined us, it's the in-flight refueling operator who takes over communication with them on the radio. We clear them to get behind the baskets or boom, then clear them for contact. We monitor the refueling systems during flight, and once the sequence ends, we give them the disconnect call and direct them to the right wing. After that, the pilots take control to depart the aircraft.
Do you help them, guide them, give them instructions, or are there automatic things?
With the pod, it's the fighter pilot who does most of the work. He must get behind the basket and then make contact. There are lights on the pods that indicate to the fighter pilot where he is in the aerial refueling envelope once he has made contact. For both contacts, there's little we can do. In turbulence like today, we can reduce speed, change altitude, or find an area with less turbulence. But with the pod, we can't do much. It's the fighter pilot who, once connected, gets indications of where he is in the envelope. And for us, if he doesn't follow the lights, well, then we can tell him move forward, move back.
So?
And then with the boom, actually with the rigid boom, rigid with the boom in the back, so it's the in-flight refueling operator who will guide the plane into the right position. We have lights under the plane to tell the receiver, go up, go down, move forward, move back.
Those are the visual indicators. You don't speak.
Yeah, it's visual. After that, we can use voice if the receiver has trouble following the lights, but normally we don't speak. And once he's in the right position, we tell him stabilize or we flash the lights. So at that point, he knows he should try not to move too much anymore. And we come in to control the boom to get into the receptacle.
So it's more challenging for you in the second case? Yes.
It's a bit easier for the receiver.
The workload transfer happens in the plane instead of on the ground. Today, what are we refueling?
2000 and Rafale. Rafale Marine and Rafale Raphael.
So 3 different types of planes. What's H2005? No dash 5. Thank you. Second refueling phase. Hang on, 6 Rafales for you. They're not all there at the same time. We start with a, There, I'm hooking it up. As you can see, we're on a 2-seat Rafale. let's go, let's go. It's always the same one. Fingers crossed. Yeah, he did it. Ah, that's good. He's gone. There's one on the right too, right?
There is, well, he is.
Come on, wait.
Yeah, it's difficult.
So, to the left, there's this... Yeah, I'll get in the back. Sorry. And to the right. Yeah, that's it. That was 2 out of 5.
Come on, 2 out of 50, 2 out of 60, 2 out of 2, no.
But here, we're not backlit, guys. Yeah, yes, he got it, thanks.
Thank you.
Theoretically, he's the one who will have to do it. He's the one who will do the tough flight, normally. Yeah, well, I think that with its tail fin there, well, he's the one who did the Paneric, so,
Quarter pallet, put it outside. Quarter pallet, 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 quarter pallet, quarter pallet, quarter. But I'll leave you to it, thank you.
we are now at the back with Corporal Eve. Hello, Corporal. Hello. So, what is your role? What's your specialty?
I am a cabin safety crew member. The primary function of my job is to ensure the safety of passengers during the flight, at takeoff, and at landing.
What kind of equipment do we have on board that's dedicated to flight safety?
We have everything like fire extinguishers, hoods for fighting fires, and gloves. We have oxygen bottles, in case of depressurization. Everything related to emergency equipment, so medical supplies, the kits.
The fireproof kits, to put a burning phone in. Exactly.
Yeah, the pet bag, that's what we call it. It's new, so it's kind of cool to have that on planes. Because a lithium fire, it won't go out with just any fire extinguisher.
It's weird on the ground. You really have to flood it.
So luckily we have this. And there you go, that's pretty much all we have on planes for...
Very good. Excellent. How many flight hours again?
I've logged 300 per year. It's been 6 years. So soon 1,000, a solid 1,000.
A few nice deployments.
I did Pegasus 2024 in India. I did an overseas operation at Al Udeid in Qatar. And a bit all over the world. Quite a few things. Mostly Al Dhafra, Baghdad.
Good. Well, guys, we can apply, well...
Of course, we're recruiting.
The Air Force is recruiting. Join the Air Force. Links will be in the video comments.
And then we'll set speed to 160 knots. 169. It's time as the approach speed. Yeah.
It's time, it's good.
Okay. Are we allowed to stop him?
So we're allowed to stop him. Let's go.
2006, perfect.
And the time, 660?
We continue the descent. 2,600 feet, 209.
It's time, 2,600 feet received. Stopped at 24 for a go around.
Air 35 on board, tower, hello, number 1, call back on final, gear down, last one at 180 degrees, 7 knots, Max 12. Yeah.
Your number one, call back on final. Yeah, 35.
Approaching final, Blue. Can you just give me the altitude for the go-around again? Actual go-around?
3,500 feet.
And for our clearance?
Our clearance will be at level 100, 155, confident. Yeah. 155, confirm. Okay. You can add that. If they do it at full exposure and approach speed, it's not ideal.
Normal?
You'd prefer to train more for that than to accompany a fighter, since you're more likely to do a normal approach and have to go around than to accompany a fighter. More chances, what do you mean?
So here we're going to simulate a situation that could really happen, where a fighter pilot has lost visibility in front of him. For example, if he got birds in his cockpit or hail. And in this context, well, the A330 MRTT can escort the aircraft all the way to the runway threshold until the pilot regains visibility at the very last moment. And in our case, the captain, who is here on the right in the cockpit, will make the announcements that a real fighter pilot would make in such a situation, and then we'll be able to do a go-around. So it's double training for the captain in training.
MRTT, beware of wake turbulence. MRTT 10:10 final.
Visual contact with the A330 and we're backing up.
500. 100. $400. 300. 300. 200. 70. 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 5. 5.
Subtitle, Société Radio-Canada, 48, number 1.
At its final count, an ACT on the runway will emerge.
Subtitles Radio-Canada, and finally, let's say, move on to the break.
Friends, that's it. We've landed. The mission is a success. We've refueled the planes. We don't realize just how strategic it is, really, because you have to imagine a country like India that didn't have enough in-flight refueling planes. When they wanted to carry out a mission against Pakistan, they had to gather all their planes at the border. And so, logically, that takes away all the options and all the strategic surprises. That's why it's so important to have these long-range force projection aircraft, the nuclear capability of this base, to support very long-distance raids to be able to go and protect. For example, as the Air Force did a few years ago, sending about 20 Rafale jets at the same time to Tahiti to be able to deal with a potential threat. So we're really in an environment that is extremely sensitive, extremely important for the performance of the Air Force and our military in general, because we can refuel just about anything, including A400Ms. Even helicopters can be refueled in flight. So we really have some amazing capabilities. It's difficult, as we've seen. Sometimes it takes several attempts, it takes time. Obviously, this kind of training is necessary, which is why it's so important to do this type of mission. You remember a few months ago I was able to interview Jean-Brice Dumont, who is the head of air power at Airbus, and he also showed how this aircraft could evolve. First, the integration of artificial intelligence, especially with the boom at the back, that allows for shape recognition and therefore provides more efficient and faster guidance instead of doing it manually. But also command communication. There are plenty of other ways this aircraft could evolve. So we haven't heard the last of it, and we'll continue to see it evolve in our armed forces. And also, it's a banger, we have to say it. It's the best-selling aircraft in the world, far ahead of its American equivalent, its competitor that just can't deliver. So we should remember it's the A330 MRTT. It won the competition in the United States against Boeing. And so since Boeing and the Americans are sore losers, they restarted the competition. And too bad for them, because today they're really in trouble. And there are only two countries that bought the American plane, Japan and Israel, if I'm not mistaken. And apart from those two countries, Australia, Great Britain, Canada, everyone chose the A330 MRTT because it's the best plane. All right, I'll let the team get the plane ready for the next flight because this is high intensity, and that means the aircraft is flying a lot. Hope you enjoyed it. See you soon.